Hello students. In this lesson we're going to learn how to multiply polynomials. Remember, a polynomial is a single term or the sum of several single terms into one algebraic expression. One thing I need to remind you of is the property of exponent, that when you multiply like bases you add the exponents. So if we're multiplying a to the m times a to the n, we're going to keep the base the same and add the exponents. An example that we've looked at before is x to the second power times x to the third power would give us x to the fifth power. Okay, to multiply a monomial by a binomial, multiply the monomial by each term in the polynomial using the procedure for multiplication of exponents. Think distributive property. Okay, so I'm going to distribute here. I'm going to distribute this negative 2x to the 3x squared. That's going to give me a negative 6x to the third power using my properties of exponents. Then I'm going to multiply negative 2 times negative 4. That's going to give me a positive 8. And x times x is going to give me x to the second power. Last, I'll distribute the negative 2 to the positive 5. That'll give me a negative 10. And since I don't have another variable to multiply, I'll just simply put the x on there. Okay? Make sure your answer is in standard form when you're finished. In this case, mine turned out to be in standard form as we multiplied. So why don't you guys pause the video, try the your turn problem, and after you're finished, click play, see how you did. Okay guys, so how did you do? Should have ended up with negative 2b to the third power, because b times b squared gives us b to the third. Should have ended up with a positive 10b to the second plus 8b. Okay, let's look at a different method called the area model or the box method. So in this method, we have a monomial times a binomial. So I'm going to draw a box that is 1 column high and 2 rows wide. Okay? And I'll put my monomial term over here, and I'll put my binomial term across the top. Now in this method, what we want to do is multiply length times width of each rectangle, and then we will add them together if we need to. So negative 2 times negative 5 would give me a positive 10, and then xy. Negative 2 times negative 7 would give me a positive 14. X times x squared would give me x to the third power. And then y times y would give me y to the second power. Now to put this in standard form, I need my highest degree first. And since the 14x cubed y to the second is a fifth power monomial, I'm going to put that first. The 10 is positive, so I'll use a plus sign and write my 10xy at the end. Okay? All right, guys, pause the video and you try the next one. Okay, students, so how did you do? Well, I don't know whether you were perceptive, but this actually happened to be the same problem we just did. So you should have ended up with 14 x to the third, y to the second, plus 10 xy. Okay, let's move on to multiplying binomials and polynomials. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is how do we multiply a 2-term times a 3-term? Well, we're going to start off using the distributive property just like we did in the first one, except we're going to need to multiply the 2x times everything in the second polynomial, and then we're going to multiply the minus 3 times everything in the second polynomial. So to start with, we'll start with the 2x and we'll multiply it by the x squared. So that's going to give us 2x to the third power. Then we're going to multiply 2 times negative 2x. That's going to give us a negative 4x to the second power. And then we're going to multiply the 2x times 1, which is going to give us 2x. All right, now we're going to multiply this negative 3 times every term in the second polynomial. Okay, so negative 3 times x squared is going to give us negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times negative 2x is going to give us a plus, negative times a negative is a positive, 6x. And then the last one will be a negative 3 times a positive 1, which will just give us a negative 3. Next, we need to put our like terms together. So I don't see anything that's alike with the x cubed, but I do see I have a 4x squared and a minus 3x squared that are the same. I have a 2x and a 6x that are the same terms, like terms. So let's bring down our 2x to the third. We'll add our negative 4x squared and our negative 3x squared together, and that'll give us a negative 7x squared. We'll add our 2x and our 6x together, and that will give us a 8x. And then we'll just simply bring our minus 3 down and put it on the end. And this is the product of 2x minus 3 and x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay? All right, guys, so pause the video and you try the next one. Okay, guys, so take a moment and check to see how you did. All right, so let's take a look at what if we're multiplying a 2-term by a 2-term. And here I'm going to use the box method again. So I'm going to draw a box that is 2 by 2 because I'm multiplying a binomial by a binomial, so it has 2 terms by 2 terms. I'll write my first binomial down the left side, and then I'll write my second binomial across the top. So this would essentially be my length of the rectangle, and this would be my width of the rectangle. So now I'm going to multiply length and width of each of the small ones to find the area. So 7x times 5x would be 35x squared. 7x times 1 would just be 7x. 2 times 5x would be 10x. And 2 times 1 would be 2. Now, the next thing I need to do is add my like terms together. And what I observe is these diagonals right here contain my like terms. So my final answer would be 35x squared plus 17x plus 2. Okay, you guys pause the video and you try the your turn problem. Okay, students, go ahead and check your answer there and see how you did. Okay, I'm only going to do one of these examples down here. So I think I'll do the first one. This is a binomial times a trinomial. So the box I draw will be 2 rows high and 3 wide. So 7x squared minus 2 will go down the left-hand side. X squared minus 5x minus 1 goes across the top. Multiply 7x. I'm going to add my exponents because I'm multiplying like bases. 7 times negative 5 would be negative 35. X squared times x is going to be an x to the third power. 7x squared times negative 1 is going to be negative 7x squared. Negative 2 times x squared is going to be a negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times 5x is going to be a positive 10x. And negative 2 times negative 1 is going to be a positive 2. Now let me highlight my like terms. So I've got a x squared in the bottom, and I've got another x squared right here, and I believe those are all the like terms that I have in this. So my final answer would be 7x to the fourth minus 35x to the third. Notice I'm putting them in descending order. I've got a negative 2 and a negative 7 I need to put together. That will be a negative 9, and those are x squared terms. I have a 10x. I don't need to combine that with anything, so I'll just write that down in the problem. And then I've got a plus 2 as a constant that I will put on the end. And so that's my final answer right there. Okay? Take a moment and think about the next question. Write out on your paper, do you prefer to use the area model, the box method, or the distributive property? And why? Okay, students, so you should have answered that question now as to which one you prefer, the box method or the distributive property. It really doesn't matter to me which one you use as long as you can multiply polynomials at this point. You will get to the point where you pick a method for sure that you like and run with that, and it'll be the shortcut method as fast as you can go. Okay, so let's look at, I'm going to do a couple more examples here for you guys because I'm running out of time here and I don't want this video to run too long. It's kind of running long already. So what does y plus 6 squared mean? Well, when I see a squared, I know it's being multiplied by itself. So that means that this is going to be y plus 6 times y plus 6. So I need to write that out, and then I can either use my box method or the distributive property to do this. Now, in this example, I'm going to use the distributive property this time, just so you guys can see that. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply y times y, and that's going to give me y squared. And then I'm going to multiply y times 6, and that's going to give me 6y. Okay. And then I'm going to multiply 6 times y. Got to multiply that next term. That's also going to give me a 6y. And then I'm going to finish up this thing by multiplying 6 times 6. When I multiply 6 times 6, I get 36. Last thing I need to do is put these like terms together. And notice my like terms actually end up in the center right here together already. I just need to combine them for my final answer, which would be y squared plus 12y plus 36. Okay, please remember to write that in standard form as you go. All right, moving on to the next example, a minus 7 squared. Well, that's going to be a minus 7 times a minus 7. Okay, so if we use our distributive property again, we're going to have a times a. That's going to give us a squared. Then we're going to multiply a times negative 7. That's going to give us negative 7a. Then we're going to multiply negative 7 times a. It's going to give us negative 7a again. And last but not least, we're going to multiply negative 7 times negative 7, which is going to give us plus 49. We'll combine these two like terms in the middle and finish up with a squared minus 14a plus 49. Okay, students, so there is our final answer in standard form. As always, if you enjoyed this video or got something out of it, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you too can get updates on new algebra videos. Have a great day.